Hello there, loves. Welcome to tonight's Satsang. So happy to be here with each of you. So happy to be with you, beloveds, online. So happy to be with you here in this moment that knows no limit, that knows no yesterday, that knows no tomorrow, that knows no past age or future age. Here, love is. Here, life is. Here, the moment is with itself. And in the dream of our experience, I'm going to share this poem as a little context before I move into what I thought can be really useful in our time. Hello, love. Tonight's satsang was inspired by all that's happening on our planet right now, and with this concept of ice. So it's a play on ice. And how is it that we melt the ice? That begins here in our own hearts, in our own minds. How it forms and how it is melted. How it forms as a culture and how it is melted as a culture. And this poem that I wrote is called The Peace That Doesn't Wait. Take a look at the world, not to panic, not to perform concern, not to choose a side so you can feel safe again. Just look. And feel into the energetics of the collective weather. A billion nervous systems trying to regulate through control. A billion hearts trying to love while still wearing armor. A billion minds trying to outrun uncertainty, like uncertainty is some massive predator. And it's everywhere. The quickening, the clenching, the scrolling, the sharpening, the craving for certainty, the addiction to outrage, the way we've confused being informed with being at war. But listen, beloved, the world doesn't end because it's loud. The world ends when we stop listening. When we stop seeing each other as life itself. When we start treating souls like concepts, when we start calling our fear truth and calling our numbness strength, when we start sacrificing the human for the headline. So let me say this very clearly, as cleanly as possible. The age we are in is not just political, it's spiritual. It's not just cultural, it's energetic, it's nervous system. It's not just ideology, it's the ancient dream of separation trying to keep itself alive by recruiting you, only you, into its story. And the story always sounds the same. They are the problem. They are the enemy. They are the threat. They are the reason I can't breathe. But separation is not a fact. It's a trance. And we have slept inside it long enough. So here is some medicine for the imaginary ailment of separation. Not a new enemy, not a new winner, not a new collapse. A pause. An actual pause. Right here in this moment, in satsang as satsang, the pause. A pause that stops feeding the machine, that stops nourishing the narrative. A pause that says, my favorite mantra, hi mind, I see you, I hear you, I love you, and I will not let you steer this life into hatred. because hatred is way too expensive. It costs you your tenderness. It costs you your intuition. It costs you your ability to feel the sacredness of a stranger's face. It costs you the miracle of being alive while being alive. So we stop. Not because the world is fine, but because we are done becoming weapons. Not because there isn't pain, but because we will not let pain turn us into people who cannot love. Not because there isn't injustice, but because we remember the means becomes the world, the seed becomes the tree, the method becomes the future. Only peace begets peace, and peace has never once been a weak, passive thing. Peace is a lion with a soft gaze. Peace is fierce clarity without cruelty. Peace is boundaries without hatred. Peace is truth without dehumanization. Peace is the only intelligence that can rebuild this earth without repeating the nightmare again and again. When we choose peace, we unplug the Xerox machine, the printer, forever reprinting the same script, the same story. So here is what humanity could use a good dose of. If I had a giant ass megaphone, I'd be like, hello, bitches, beloveds that I love, dear ones. You do not have to take the bait. You do not have to become the thing you fear. You do not have to hate to be powerful. You do not have to numb in order to survive. You can grieve and stay open. You can see what's happening and not abandon your heart. You can be strong and still be gentle. You can be awake without being cruel. You can be honest without becoming a blade. You can protect life without making yourself a threat to life. You can set boundaries and still belong fully to love. You can be the answer, not later, because indeed you are the answer. Not later, not another second, in this pause, in this moment. Now, because global change doesn't begin in governments, it begins in the human being who refuses to export war from their mind into the world. I'm going to read that line again. Global change does not begin in governments. It begins in the human being who refuses to export war from their mind into the world. So we breathe, and we breathe deeper, and feel the space between these words. This space is not nothing. This space is no thing. Very different. This space is the original peace. You are the original peace. This space is the beginning of the end of the war, and from this space, life cannot help but to rebuild. Life cannot help but to flourish in the atmosphere of your heart at home with itself. Not as ideologies, not as tribes, not as perfectly informed opinions, as humans, as hearts, as neighbors, as life remembering itself. And may we become so rooted in love that the world feels safer just because we walked into the room. May we become so still that panic cannot recruit us. May we become so awake that hatred cannot hypnotize us. May we become so tender that the children of the future inherit a planet that remembers wholeheartedly how to hold and support them. And if you ever forget, return again and again to the breath, to the body, to this moment, to the quiet truth. You are not here to win any argument. That has never once happened. Not one human being has ever won an argument. You are here to end a pattern of mind. You are here to be love in a world that forgot it was the only ingredient. So, in this moment, what a gift that we get to look at each other with our open hearts, with our broken hearts, with our humanity, with all the feelings present. This is not a getting rid of any feeling. You can be peace even with extreme anger and visions of mass destruction. This is not getting rid of any of that. Present, fire, still, and peace is still your nature. Peace is still here. Peace is acknowledging that just because there is an appearance, it does not have to inform 1 ounce of my actions, 1 itty bit of any of my speaking. It doesn't have to take hold of my tongue or my hands or my heart or the language of energy. Amen, aho, ashe, and so it is. So just for a moment, anyone have anything you'd like to share regarding that? Or any question regarding that? Oh, can you share the mic?
Well, I like what you said about the printer when downstairs the printer didn't work.
Yay, the printer didn't work downstairs. I've unplugged my printer.
That's right.
So good.
I know.
So good. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say after that. That's pretty much every part of what my brain and my heart had come here to hear. It makes me think that you should be on stage. Remember when that woman, and I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but that young woman got up and did poetry for Obama? Or
I
she,
do.
do you remember that? How
And the
beautiful that was?
inauguration, that was beautiful. Just like
And
the poetry of Claudia and her red hat. Yay.
but it
I
seems
love
like
that moment.
that was so beautiful when she did that, and you would be so great to
Thank
have
you,
that
love.
be a just some have everyone listen to it for 2 minutes, 4 minutes,
Thank
just to
you.
hear that. Such a reminder, because as you and I were talking today, I when I hear about the children, when I hear about what happens in Minnesota,
Right.
Minneapolis, whatever, you know, violence comes up in me. It's not
Yeah,
ever really there, but I feel that violence.
I
I
hear
want to
that.
participate. I want to be a Black Panther. I
Right.
want to protect. I want to
Right.
make change.
Right.
And dis
Has its place.
that
Mhm.
disconnect between how beautiful it feels to be in the moment and feel the peace
Right.
of acceptance of what is,
Right.
and the urge to act in
Right.
violence, or in, let's say it's
Right.
not even violent. I'm calling up, like I said, TV stations or whatever it is to, to
Yes.
try to get momentum around a
Yes.
subject.
Yes.
It's it's a funny conundrum,
Yes.
because you want to take action, because action
Yes.
changes, can
Yes.
change the world,
Yes.
but you don't want to become what you're trying to change.
That's the moment.
Yeah,
That's the space of clarity.
right. So it's
Yeah.
hard. It's
It's
a
so hard.
it's a hard tightrope to walk.
I so hear that
Yeah.
and honor each of you and everyone on the planet that's doing their best to navigate the impossible task of what's in front of us, what's before us. I so hear that. And today's talk is going to speak to that. How does that ice form here? How does that sense of that becoming the only option, the violent piece, uh, and then innocently, how that just continues to perpetuate the same energetics. It falls into the space of, I don't know if it was Einstein or one of them brilliant beloveds, where, when we're in our minds, it's like trying to solve the problem with the same consciousness that created the problem. It just continues and continues in different forms, different slogans, same energy, different costumes, same energy. Innocent and heartbreaking and horrifying. And the willingness, the challenge to not have to know, the challenge to be willing to be an available presence and allow life to move through you. Because we always try to borrow from the past, and the past is dead, the past is gone. And when we move into a space of open mindedness, this is the space of the creative, the force of, and it could look like it can look like anything, really. And then we never know what's going to show up in the moment. What I really love about being this moment is that you start learning that you can trust deeper and deeper that the intelligence that is this moment knows how to respond to itself. And mind gets to be the witness of what hand is reaching for, of what poetry wants to come through, or what email wants to be sent, or what phone call to a senator wants to be made, or what just stopping and connecting with all the hearts of the mothers on the planet. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. The moment you go into your heart, there's a secret chamber in there, a magical secret chamber. And as soon as you are in your heart, you are in the heart of everyone. You can stop and be in the heart of all the children on the planet, especially those that are without their parents and afraid, locked up, terrified, maggots in their food, the horror upon horrors, and they are still consciousness. And even if there is a wall or a barbed wire fence or any apparent armored force in front of them, none of that could ever block out the signal of reality, the signal of the heart energy. That's a whole other kind of nourishment, a whole other kind of fortitude, a whole other kind of vitamins.
Thinking of many criminals who, when you go back, it was the very early childhood which something like that happened.
Yeah.
It still does break my heart seeing, okay, I see he has taken a father and a 2-year-old apart. I just come from a day with my 2-year-old granddaughter
Yes. Oh,
who so trustingly, when the mom comes home, Mama, it's just her world.
yes.
And to have for a little one to have that disrupted or maybe destroyed, that trust they came in with. I don't know how to make really or love that.
Yeah. No loving that. No loving that. Just because you are love does not mean you have to love that. There's no loving that. There's telling the truth about that, in the denial of that, in the that's not happening, that shouldn't be happening even. We stay on the surface of that. We stay numb. But in the telling the truth of that, we can't help but exist as roaring love, as transformative love, as and it's very different, very different. So this gets to what my talk, this play on ice, is about. So the printer was not working, so I'm going to read through my phone. Today we're playing with temperature. Temperature, not weather, but inner climate. The same life, the same moment, the same sensations, yet everything changes depending on whether the mind-heart complex is frozen or warm. Ice isn't necessarily bad. Ice is, to some degree, protective at its inception. It forms when warmth once felt unsafe. And warmth isn't naive, it's intelligent. It remembers what we are when fear finally loosens its grip. So let's gently notice the difference between ice and warmth. 1. Relationship to experience. Frozen, mind, heart, body complex. Experience is endured, managed, or resisted. Warm, heart, body, mind complex. Experience is met head on, full open-eyed, faced, felt, and allowed to come and go. Regarding time, frozen, time feels urgent, pressurized, or scarce, never enough. Warm, time softens. There is space. Enoughness is obvious. Enoughness is revealed. Inner dialogue, frozen inner dialogue. Thoughts harden into conclusions and certainties and identities and themtities. Warm thoughts loosen into curiosity and inquiry and compassion. Body sensations, frozen, contraction, holding, numbness, bracing, tension. Warmth, sensation is allowed to flow. Tingling, breath, presence, spaciousness, willingness. In relationship with other, frozen, separation feels real. Defense feels necessary. Ring the alarm. Lock the door. Polish the armor. Warmth. Connection feels natural. Listening deepens. Willingness to allow whoever is before you to have their experience. Emotional range. Frozen, emotions are suppressed or explosive. Emotions we either avoid, indulge in, or attempt to forever replace and change, stamp stomp out. Innocent strategies of mind. Warmth, emotions move like weather. Felt fully, allowed to pass through clearly, a flight path of a bird leaving no trace. No cloud has ever stained the sky. Identity, frozen, this is who I am, this is how it is, this is how I've always been, this is how they are, that's how they do things, this is how I smell, that's how they smell, this is how I eat, that's how they eat, this is how it goes on and on and on. Warmth, this is what's appearing, and I am the space that allows it to appear. Identity softens, identity melts. The original ice of me and my story, that is the ice machine. How the frozen mind heart complex happens. How the hell does this shit get happening? Let's take a look at that. A frozen mind heart complex doesn't arrive because something went wrong. It forms because something at some point, at some time, felt unsafe. This is what you were speaking to, Claudia. These babies, these children. Ice, to some degree, is intelligence under pressure. These strategies of ego aren't bad. They have their place. They've had their place in the evolution of our species. It's when there is an overemphasis of them. It's when there is a sense that they are the only way that we get lost in the currents of their momentum. At some point, often early, often wordless, often pre-verbal, life moved too fast, too loud, too sharp. Sensation overwhelmed the nervous system. Feeling exceeded capacity. And the mind did what it does best when frightened. It solidified. So just take a moment, place your hand on your heart. Each of us in our lives have had these moments when we were babies, when we were children, in an innocent world that did not know how to hold itself or did not know how to hold us. And just feel into the innocence, the sense of forgiveness, the soothing balm of, oh, of course, the ice formed. Of course, there was that strategy that felt like the answer. Of course, there was an identity that was attempting to find safety, find shelter, find protection, find a safe harbor. A thought appeared. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. I need to protect myself. I must understand control or avoid. I must avoid. I must hide. That thought was innocent, protective, necessary. But when a thought meant for temporary shelter is left unquestioned, it hardens into a world view. And we're not just reacting that way to that momentary experience. That momentary experience gets overblown, superimposed to represent the whole world. The innocence of that, the heartbreak in that. This is the innocent tyranny of mind. Not cruelty, not malice, but repetition without inquiry. A plugged-in printer with all the ink you could ever find at a Best Buy, forever printing that shit every day. Print, print, print. The mind says, this is too dangerous. This is who I am. That is who they are. This must not be felt ever again. I never want to experience blank. I never want to experience this. I never want to experience that. There's a song I wrote many years ago called Promising for All. And there's a line in the verse that says, we do some unthinkable things to each other, all because we think too much. Enslave and kill our sisters and brothers in the name of heaven's bluff. Oh, we lie to protect the lies of our mothers, and we die to protect the wars of our fathers, and we kill to ensure we don't ever face the unknown, when that's the only face we've ever known. And we kill to ensure we don't ever face the unknown, when that's the only face we've ever known. And because no one ever checked a thought, we don't, it's not on the news, it's not on the back of a motherfucking cereal box. Hey, boo, good morning, let's question some thoughts. And then play some, tic-tac-toe. We have not had that awareness. And because no one ever checked the thought, the body obeys, the heart contracts, energy slows, ice forms, not as punishment, as a tragic kind of preservation. From personal ice to collective ice. Now, here's where this becomes collective, cultural, systemic. When we look at people participating in systems that harm, agents, soldiers, bureaucrats, institutions, through the lens of a frozen mind heart complex, something essential becomes visible, not to excuse harm, but to understand how it becomes possible. A frozen mind heart complex survives by separation, forever attempting to justify its existence is the only movement of mind. In this state, people become roles. Children become cases. Suffering becomes procedure. Obedience replaces conscience. The heart is not consulted ever. The body is overridden. The mind narrows to rules, orders, and perceived necessity. Psychology calls this moral disengagement, the gradual numbing that allows harm without felt contact. Ice doesn't feel cruelty. Ice feels duty. Ice is emblazoned by authority, rules, orders, what's necessary. Unquestioned thought as a weapon. The most dangerous thought is not hatred. The most dangerous thought is, I'm just doing my job. When unquestioned, that thought absolves responsibility, silences empathy, splits action from consequence. This is the innocent and tragic tyranny of mind at scale, frozen beliefs reinforcing frozen nervous systems. No monster required, only compliance without awareness. This is that quote. I can't remember who the quote was from, but it was the quote that said, it wasn't the Nazi or the Gestapo that threw me into the concentration camp. It was the baker, the mailman, the candlestick maker. In other words, it was everyday people in their unquestioned matrix of mind. Fear, separation, duty. The horrors. Why children melt distance. Children dissolve distance. Children, they cry, they tremble, they look directly into the heart. For a frozen mind heart complex, this is intolerable. So now we're looking at why these people do this to children so easily. So easily. To the frozen heart mind complex, raw, clear, open response is intolerable. So frozen systems do what frozen systems always do: remove the child, suppress the child, suppress the feeling, speed up procedure, taint the child, harm the child, rape the child. Horrors upon horrors. Efficiency becomes protection from feeling. This is not strength. This is disassociation institutionalized. Skillful means, how the hell do we melt this ice? And where does that melting begin? Where does the melting begin? The frozen mind heart does not melt through force or shame or spiritual pressure even. Skillful means are gentle means. These are some ways that the ice melts, and it starts here first. Seeing without argument. Oh, this is a thought. Hi, mind. Not fixing it, not replacing it, not analyzing it, just seeing it. 2, meeting sensation before story. Tightness, pressure, numbness. Can this be felt without commentary? This is a huge one. How many times do we immediately go to commentary in the sensations we're experiencing? Who's the blame? How long has it been there? How long is it gonna be there? What's the resolution? If only them bitches finally stop. All the commentary. And for a moment to meet it with the innocence of the open presence of mind. Open mind. 3, letting thought finish its sentence. I'm afraid. I learned this long ago. Thank you. Noticing the innocence of mind. Noticing that the sentence is from a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old. Allowing it to have its sentence without needing to edit the sentence, or change the sentence, or fix the sentence, or make the sentence wrong. 4, remembering innocence. Every contraction began as love trying to protect itself. When this is seen, shame dissolves, and shame is ice's strongest glue. When we start recognizing the innocence of that phenomena, not at all as disregarding the unspeakable atrocities that unfold in its wake, but to meet it at its inception and notice the innocence of that, the heartbreak of that, we turn up the volume of the warmth of our being, the warmth of awareness, the warmth of our adult, the warmth of our clarity. The deeper truth, warmth was never absent. And now the quiet miracle. Even with all the apparent ice happening in the world, alive in the world, present in the world, the warmth of being was never created, therefore it can never be destroyed. It didn't arrive after healing. It didn't show up because the mind did something right. It's here. Before the ice took shape, while the ice attempted to hold form, as the ice melts back into the nothingness from which it has come. Warmth is not the opposite of ice. Warmth is the context in which ice appears. Warmth is the sky. Ice is the weather. Warmth, just like awareness, is not disturbed by thought. Warmth in this exploration, in this analogy is synonymous with awareness. Just like awareness, it is not disturbed by thought, it is revealed by it. Every thought says there is awareness here. Every speck of ice says there is warmth here. There is space here. The ice says, I am solid, I am real, I will last. Warmth says nothing. It doesn't argue, it doesn't rush, it simply remains. And because it remains, ice cannot help but melt. Not dramatically, not all at once, but naturally, inevitably. I think of the thousands and thousands of human beings that have stepped out of their homes into the freezing cold as warmth, walking warmth, chanting warmth, singing warmth, protective warmth. And it's changing things. As a consequence, there is movement, there is shifts in narrative, there is backpedaling, there is, it's so powerful, so powerful. And the last reflection from this little piece here, ice doesn't need to be smashed. It melts when warmth is present. And warmth doesn't require effort, only permission. Not forcing openness, not fixing the freeze, just letting awareness stay long enough, kind enough, still enough, clear enough, you enough. Just allowing you to be you enough. For the heart to remember its original temperature. You are not here to eliminate ice. You are here as the warmth that never left. Let the mind do what minds do. Let protection soften when it's ready. Nothing needs to be forced open. Being is already open. Awareness is already warm. And everything frozen is already melting, is already on its way home. Is already on its way home. Anyone want to share anything regarding that? Or
just thank you.
welcome.
For all of the love and the heart and the effort that you put into putting that together for us.
Thank you, love. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, can we pase de microphone?
Thanks. I can move over to. Okay. What do you need? Blue. This. Thank you. I just so appreciate coming here tonight and getting this dose of warmth in a time, it feels like an ice age to me,
I
actually.
hear that. Yeah.
But as you were speaking, Ash, I got this vision, which was really
Yeah.
powerful, of like the situation in Minnesota getting so extreme
Right.
that there will be an incredible backlash, I guess is the word, or just you'd use the word warmth. Like it just has gotten to the point where so many
Right.
people are standing by and in peaceful demonstration still.
Right.
And it will be, it is melting some
It
of
is
the ice.
melting,
And
yes.
I just wonder as you were speaking, I just saw the vision of that situation, which is in Minnesota, which is so extreme because of course it's so cold and it's such an, I guess, metaphor of ice.
Right.
And that whatever the plan is to do this in every city and blah, 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 that city is going to, the amount of people that are coming out and the amount of I don't want to use the word resistance, opposition, but I'll use your word warmth is going to really change what's available
Yes. I
and
see
the
that.
consciousness.
Mhm.
So that's my hope as I hear you speak
I hear that. Yeah.
that that possibility really exists
Yeah.
on a larger scale.
Yeah. It's like we're getting to witness a whole new algorithm at play for all of the other cities to implement.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh wow, this is melting that echo of a horrified ego
Mm.
Illusion of separation
and the illusion of separation.
together.
Because what?
It's bringing everybody together.
It's bringing everyone together. Oh
Mhm.
my God, all the beloveds in the streets, all the art, all the, I mean, it's so beautiful. And you know, we've read so many things in our history books, and we're seeing the horrors of that. One thing that I don't remember reading is people being able to come forward in this way
No.
to support, and this is huge. This is such a testament to how we have evolved and how we have become even more courageous and more loving, and have even more trust in the warmth of community, in the warmth of peaceful protest, in the warmth of our numbers. Yeah, it's powerful. Yes, Jim.
There's all kinds of things I can throw in there. That's so funny. So, where was I? Yeah, well, the whole thing with ice. Anyway, I mean, in global warming, I think we should be advocating global warming.
Right,
Yeah, instead of fighting global warming.
right, right.
But see, I'm so into the opposite thing. So the global warming
Yay,
of the
the play
heart
on
and
words.
I know. And see, what's funny about ice in water is that water is kind of unique in that when it freezes, it expands,
Mm,
and therefore it floats. And it goes into the rocks and it freezes and it separates, it breaks rocks apart. It's a
Yeah.
very separatist idea
Yeah.
of forming ice
Right.
in physical sense. You know?
Fascinating, right? Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah.
Busting up this physicality. Is that a bad thing? I don't know.
Right.
I'm just saying it's kind of the
Right. Well, that's the
and-
fascinating thing that in this dream, the coexistence
Yeah.
of these phenomena and how they can work together. You know, we could acknowledge the horror and want to protect the children while also acknowledging that, oh, this is definitely having its place in the quickening of our consciousness as a
sure.
species.
Another thing is I had to get this tuning fork because
Yeah.
tuning forks have been pretty interesting for me lately.
Uh-huh.
Because when you hit the tuning fork, there's a complete reciprocation in the other fork. It's a mimic.
Yes.
The one mimics the other. And then you get the
Yes.
vibration. And that vibration goes throughout everywhere. You know?
Goes throughout everywhere.
Yeah. Now you take one of these and you freeze it in ice, you bang on it, you're not going to quite get the resonance that you had before.
Right.
But the vibration is still going to be the same there. It's still going to interact the same. It just won't be amplified,
Right.
you know?
And this is why I love the word available.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because every frequency is available in God, if you want to call it that,
Uh-huh.
for tuning, for hitting, for going ding.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be reciprocated, you know? And that's going to be the
Right.
vibration, you know? It's
Right.
a coexistent vibration.
Coexistent
And
vibration.
the
Yeah.
net result of those is, you know, complete stillness. I mean, you know, it's complete, yeah.
Surrender to what is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Yeah, because it started off with nothing, and then you hit the thing, and now it's reciprocating, but it's still in its oscillation. It's still
Vibration,
zero.
yeah.
Yeah, it's still at zero, but
And
it's
its
still
frequency.
a frequency.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. The tuning forks are such a wonderful permission slip and display of what I was speaking to earlier. The moment you are allowed yourself to go into your heart and tell the truth of the peace of this
Yeah.
moment, it's a tuning fork, and everyone in your vicinity
Yeah.
can tap into that frequency.
Yep. Yep.
And it's such a gift.
I know, it's been really cool. I think.
Yeah. A vibration. Yeah. And then, and then also, I mean, it's just these frequencies are contagious. And whether it's a higher vibration, a more loving, accepting vibration, or the other kind of vibration, the innocence of control and resistance and war, and it becomes a fever dream for our species. So yeah, fascinating.
So I also had this crazy image, just like you did. Like I was just listening, and all of a sudden, almost like a movie came on in my mind.
Yes.
And I saw the marching of these people that, kind of in this military ice
Right.
uniform, and a sea of people that surrounded them and just bowed their head.
Yes.
And in like in a prayer sense like this, which
yes.
they actually couldn't penetrate into the crowd because
Right.
there was such reverence for them as people. They saw them and
Right.
they felt seen,
Right.
and it immobilized them. And that's
Right.
that vibration,
Yes.
which was, and it felt like, because as far as the eye could see, I feel like making a movie about this.
Yes.
As far as you could see, everyone had come out and they were in that
Yes.
posture of reverence
Yes.
for everyone. And it
Yes.
felt like that's what the second coming of Jesus is.
Yes.
When the world comes out in reverence
When the
for the
world
other,
comes
no
out
matter
in
who they
reverence for
are.
the
It's not a
other.
judgment.
Beautiful.
It's a kind of an acceptance of who they are.
Or an acceptance of who they are, and an acknowledgement to their inner child that maybe felt no validation. And all of a sudden, it's seen and welcomed. It's huge medicine. Oh, immediately. Right. Shatters. Yeah. Thank you for that, Carla. Thank you.
I would like you to do just help me one thing from before even more, because it hit me well.
Yeah.
Was that a poem, or what was that? What you did, or did you
That
write
was
it
me
yourself?
writing down my thoughts and,
Okay.
and wanting to use ice as a
There
way
was
of.
this moment when you said towards the end, when the singular eyes have formed, and then when the society calls it, so to speak, the norm, then we're all in that ice block. How did you say that? That was just so enlightening. I only got it in my heart. I would like to take my mind on the trip too. What did you say when, from the individual, when the society agrees on it, then we are all in that dream, so to speak, in the ice dream,
Right.
right?
Yeah. So in the ice stream, there is a one. And in the ice stream, if there is a one, there is another. And the hologram reflects that so clearly. A whole society in that ice formation, in that frequency. In other words, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of innocent and wondrous, and has its place to some degree. And when we come back home to the warmth and we allow the one to dissolve, no one else can no one else survives. Everyone dissolves. Every ice melts. All ice melts. The only ice is the one that's here. The moment you meet this ice of identity, this original knot of suffering, this original clench of resistance, and that's met with the warmth of allowing it to be there. Oh, sweet ego. Oh, sweet clench. Who knows if it happened when I was 1 month? Who knows if I was an embryo? Who knows? You are so welcome here. That's the warmth that this is called, quote unquote, waking from the dream of separation.
It reminds me of, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, is it Ubuntu? Where the
Ubuntu, yeah.
tribes, when someone has offended against someone in the tribe, they gather everyone and they have these circles. So there's the inner circle of the immediate family, and then the circle around that is the close friends, and the circle around that is the neighborhood. And instead of throwing rocks, they tell him or her for hours and days. They remind that person how loved and how wonderful they are,
Yeah.
and all of the good things that they've ever done,
Yeah.
and their inherent beauty and their inherent intelligence and their
Yeah.
inherent worth.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
that reminds me of warmth.
such warmth. Yeah. Such warmth. That's so beautiful.
So does ICE stand for identity, cause, and effect?
I love that. Identity, cause, and effect. I like identity, cause, and effect. Yeah, yeah. So fascinating. So fascinating. So heartbreaking. And so alive. I am so progressed moon in Aries. My progressed moon is in Aries. Most definitely is. And Neptune just went into Aries. Is it Neptune that went into Aries? And Saturn today. Lord. So fun. So fun. All right.
Something that's just with you remembering something he said. What I want to go back and re-listen to this and write it down is how you described peace in the beginning, because when you were describing it, it was like, oh, that's the answer. You know, you can have boundaries, you can have fierceness,
Yes.
but you're approaching it in a way.
It's a lion's soft gaze.
Yeah, I mean, that was so beautifully said, and I almost want to tattoo that on my forearm because, as a reminder, because you can take action.
Yes, action is so. That's why I love the word available.
Right. You can walk into it and still have that peaceful
Yes.
feeling. It's amazing. Thanks for
It's
that.
amazing. Yeah. Thank you, love. Thank you, love. Anyone else want to share something or explore something? We have a few moments left. Yeah, I feel this is catapulting us into a renaissance of community and care and love and it's just beautiful to witness the way it's showing up. Every day I am in tears and amazed at the way people are showing up and speaking to so clearly what's unfolding. Doctors and nurses, everyday people, mothers and fathers and uncles and therapists and witches, and I mean, it's just wonderful, wonderful. So many human beings that are so awake, so clear, so perfectly here as this moment, for this moment. You know, it's so beautiful, so bright, including the absolute heartbreak, only because that brightness, only because we are simultaneously willing to be annihilated by the horror of what's unfolding, not numbing it, not denying it, not bypassing it, not spiritualizing it, not cheering it on. There are some people in their ice hood that are cheering it on. But it's just wondrous and amazing.
Yeah, one ice cube I like to see dissolved as patriotism.
It's happening. It's happening. What we're experiencing is the literal white knuckling of patriotism,
Yeah, exactly.
trying to hold on to. And patriotism is another word for unquestioned mind. It's another word for unquestioned mind and duty.
Yeah, that is part of
Right.
that. Yeah.
So powerful. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah. And separation. Yeah.
I
And specialness, right? Superior, just nothing but narcissism,
I totally can enter that. And another contra voice came up, and I would like a pep talk for that voice.
All right, let's pep it up.
And that is, even though right now when horrible things happen, yes, we
Yes.
still have the freedom to gather and to come together. I know from, I born 53, and just 10 years before was still World War, so I knew
Right.
later many people who have been in it. And there was a
Right.
time you could not. An
Right.
atrocity happened, and you either were the next one. You did not gather in wars.
Right.
You were all in fear. So, but that's 100 years or more in the past. But what
Right.
I'm needing a little bit, almost healing from, is how I didn't experience the pandemic like you said. In the pandemic, what I experienced, I was very well myself, but just going around Wonderland Lake, people I've been 20 years in community with right next door in Waldorf, they hardly had the courage to greet. Like
Right.
it could go through the air from me to you that
Yeah.
I get this horrible death-bound illness. That no, seriously, like
Right.
the fear which was present there, like fear is such an antidote. So that's why I need a pep talk, because I was shocked, and some of my most intimate groups I belong to, they split up over
Yeah.
vaccinated or not, whatever. I don't want to go back to, but I'm just
Yeah.
experienced they're not coming together. But fear is a huge ice block which splits even further.
Yes.
So
yes.
what can you tell that part which has a
Yeah.
fear in me about that?
Right. So, this is where the warmth arises in our willingness for people to have their own experience. We can never know how someone's going to respond to their story of the world, their interpretation of the apparent moment at hand. And in our willingness to acknowledge the innocence, just as Carla was speaking to, where there's that giant group who can see through and was holding like this, where acknowledging their inner child of these ice cubes. It's like these frozen babies walking around with a uniform. It's like that willingness to allow them to have their own experience. They're so free to be afraid. They're so free to have their thing, and we get to be the ones. It's, for example, if there's any sense that someone should do something, or someone should be more awake, or someone should be more trusting, or someone should be put more, that's a trance. Not true. Only my job. Only my job. And in that, you exist as just a presence of warmth, a presence of permission, a presence of welcome. There's an energetic conversation that takes place that bypasses, that overrides words and intention, and that is your safety within yourself, your okayness within yourself, and then what is acknowledged is the innocence, and what gets, we can say, activated is compassion, and that feels really good inside. When compassion is overflowing, when you're not waiting for compassion to hit you, but you are the very source of it. You are the wellspring of it. Yeah.
So back to the tuning fork. When you hit this vibration, the only way you're going to get the, the full impact of what you're putting out is if it goes throughout and reflected back throughout. And so if you're reflecting to a person, you're only going to get back part of that reflection. You're not going to get
Yeah.
it from.
So it's like, how do we, dong, the tuning fork? How do we actually make the tuning fork work? The way the tuning fork works is the moment we are willing, the moment we are not in an argument with reality, the moment we stop with our story about how things should be and are present as the peace we wish to see in the world, as the warmth we wish to see in the world, as the soft, gentle, smiling neighbor we wish to see in the world, as the compassion for people to have their own experience, we are full on. Dong. That's where it gets struck, is our surrender, our willingness, our presence. Yeah, because then it's just there's no communication happening. It's just personalities wanting something from each other, and that's being blind. There's no music there, dissonance, and not the cool kind of dissonance. Thank you for that, Jim. Yeah. I know people are going to have their own experience. One of the things that, whenever years and years and years ago, playing end of the world scenarios in my head, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Where do I need to go? What do I need to protect? What do I need to. And then there was this deep realization of like, oh my God, no matter what happens, whether things stay the same, whether things dissolve into the nothingness from which they came, whatever unfolds, I get to be myself always. That is not going to change. I get to meet it with love. I get to meet this moment with compassion. I get to meet the eyes of any human being I come across with, and maybe be a safe place for them to land. And in that, it's like, oh, wow, what is it that we want? We want love. What is it that we want? We want peace. What is it we think a world at peace is going to give us? Peace. What do we think a world in harmony, a world that's educated, a world that has taken ayahuasca, a world that has evolved? What do we imagine that's going to give us? Peace. And what I love about satsang and the invitation of the heart and this moment is that we don't have to wait for the middleman for that peace. We get to be that peace now, fully, before any world looks like a peaceful world. And that's, gosh, what a gift. What a gift. Jim?
So that's something I play with. Mind just wants to distinguish.
Yes.
And the heart wants to indistinguish.
So sweet.
I know. Just
Yeah.
no, we're not going to go play that game.
Yeah. Such a
Mind, let's play
wide
that game.
open.
Heart goes, no, well, we can, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny experience for that. At a little festival in Peonia a few months ago, was a concert and many people outdoors, and somebody says, "It's a beautiful full moon." So I immediately wanted to go see it. But I had to go through many people to the edge of, and then there it was, the full moon. I looked, and I went back, and about 5 yards back, I noticed I did all this journey to go through all the people, and now I just looked for a few seconds and I made check, saw it. And that was kind of surprising. It's like, what was that? I expected the full moon. I saw it. 3 seconds was enough. Boom. I gave myself a check. I did I saw
I saw it.
I turned around and I went up, and then I just stood there and full mooned. And I know, then I didn't have differentiation but I had maybe a minute or so of that just fullness. And I went back and I was nourished in a different way than the first time. And it was just so
Yes.
sweet to experience that difference.
Yes. So good. So good. Isn't it the wonders upon wonders continue to reveal themselves? Yeah. So simple. Yeah. What a gift and elegant. Yeah, I love that word. Yeah. And now we sit here as full moons for each other. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, those sweethearts. Oh, thank you, monks. Thank you, monks. Oh my goodness.
What do you think?
Walking across the United States of America,
Oh,
their conversations they're having, their presence, the way they're meeting. Sorry? The little dog. Oh, it is if yes, there's a lot of beloveds that are saying that in order to kind of uh, come back
melt the ice.
and melt the ice, that what they do is they go watch all the videos of the monks. It's beautiful. Yes, go watch those videos. That's a clear. Yes. Sorry?
On
Put
YouTube
in
or something?
walking monks. Walking monks.
Is it on YouTube or something?
These monks are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
Yet, right? But they're in the latter part.
Yeah, they're walking through snowstorms and right now they're in a snowstorm. They're walking to DC from I don't know what their last where they started.
Oh, wow.
South Carolina. They started in Texas.
And in honor of those monks, this song was written inspired by Lama Tenzin in Dharmasala, who would walk, I don't know how many miles, miles upon miles, in the Himalayas to remote villages and find the children that were outcast. If a child did a particular thing that felt like it was possessed by a demon, outcast. If it was born with a particular uh, difference in appearance, outcast. And this sweetheart would walk all throughout, go to these remote villages, and then collect the children, go to another village with, and then at the end, when they walk back to Dharmasana to his orphanage, he'd be walking back with like 20 children. And these children, sorry? Like Pied Piper. And these children with all the elements and all the colds and all the, but it was so beautiful. And he would do that 2 or 3 times a year. Walk into the Himalayas, bring these children back to safety. And this song is called Waking Journey, Walk With Me. And it just says, have you heard the call, a whisper in the wind? When you fly or when you fall, you can hear the voice within. From wherever you may stand, from whichever point on earth, there's spirit in your hands. This moment's giving birth to infinite possibilities to love and serve mankind, your brother and your sister. We're all the same inside. Walk with me, 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 yes, walk with me, walk with me, walk with me, walk with me, walk with me on the waking journey. Walk with me, 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 walk with me on the waking journey. We each have our own mountains, we each have our own paths. We speak in the same language when we cry or when we laugh. have. All children are our children, they each deserve a chance to blossom into flowers, reach towards the sun and dance. For every breath's an invitation to either love or fear. As Gandhi said, there is no way to peace, 'cause peace is here. Oh, walk with me, 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 walk with me. Walk with me, walk with me, walk with me, walk with me on the waking journey. Walk with me, 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 walk with me on the waking journey. Step by step in this moment I choose to live from heart to heart. This heart's all I have to give. Oh, oh, these monks, I just want to take a moment to sing this song from the soles of their feet. Grateful for every toe, all the padding, all the socks, all their amazing footwear technology, so free. Oh, so grateful for the itty bitty, all full of little doggy. And I'm so grateful. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful uh, trailblazing force of peace, these beloveds. What a beautiful example of who we are and what's possible in our hearts when we sit on the throne of our stillness and our silence and our love. So I thank you all and so grateful.
Send that as a shareable video.
Yes, this will be a shareable video.
Not this one, but is that a separate one or no?
Which one?
The song. Can you just put
Oh,
that
yes,
there?
I could also share the song.
On a
Yes,
Shareable video.
on a shareable song video.
Yeah.
Thank you, loves. I just want to let
And
beloveds know
invite the
before you press the
sing-along.
button.
Invite the sing along.
I just want to let you know there's 4 retreats coming up that can be sweet. One in Sedona, 5-day, non-dual, walking, plant medicine, really sweet. That's February 28th till March 2nd. And then after that, there's 2 retreats in Hawaii, in Kauai, the 4E retreats with the elements. That'll be with my friend Deborah Silverman on Kauai, where we explore the language of earth, water, fire, and air. And we learn to be facilitators of an amazing process of self-inquiry using the 4 elements. In April, we have a retreat in Asheville. Beloved Mama Bear and myself, April 1st till April 5th. If there are beloved Unity ministers, I'm doing a retreat for Unity ministers April 6th through April 8th,
When's
April
4E?
9th. Hmm?
You didn't say when 4E was in Hawaii.
O4E is March 22nd till March 29th. There's 2 of them, and they're 3 days. So March 22nd to 29th is the 2. You'd have to go to deborahsilverman.com, deborahsilvermanastrology.com for more info on that. And then there's another retreat from the 1st till the 5th. That is going to be a 5-day plant medicine retreat. Beautiful. Powerful. Leafandivine.org is the website, yes. Leafandivine.org for that one, and also leafandivine.org for the retreat, the 10-day retreat in Peru, the Sacred Valley. It's like, let's go. Sorry? Yes, me and Gervais. And I'm going to take people to all the places that I went to. That's August 1st till August 10th.
Isn't that going to be hot there?
No, it's up at the elevation and it's yummy. It's so yummy there.
It's the 3rd through the 13th.
That's right. August 3rd to the 13th in Sacred Valley.
And then we're also doing Hawaii retreat the 8th through
The 13th of June.
June. Yeah,
That's a lot.
8th to the 13th of June. And then before before go to ashruiz.com. But for beloveds on the queer end of the spectrum, the masculine queer end of the spectrum, we're doing a gay queer men's retreat in Costa Rica, July 23rd till August 1st. So yes, we got a lot of goodness sharing, a lot of goodness sharing.
So you'll be in South America and then just go to Peru from there?
I'll be in Central America and
Central
then go to Peru from there, unless I need to come back to the States and go, depending on there's some weird vaccine yellow fever kind of thing that might be a factor in that decision. If you're traveling from Costa Rica to Peru or from Peru to Costa Rica, okay, so not from Costa Rica to Peru. I'll have to check it. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Yay, having all the info, having all the info.
That's so exciting. Maybe we should do that for our 70th.
Come to Peru.
Can't get it ahead of time.
Yeah, come to Peru. It's going to be really
Oh my God. Yes. Bye, beloveds.